Kiddos Corral, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that has been very much so requested, is my everyday makeup look. And since we are all stuck in isolation, I thought I would do like a chatty makeup tutorial with you guys. I've gotten some questions and I thought that, I would answer them while I'm doing my makeup and kind of talking through this. Hope you guys don't mind. It's a little bit of a different setup. It is beautiful outside, but the sun is not shining, so it does peekaboo a little bit. So if the lighting goes in and out, I can't control that, but hopefully you guys enjoy seeing me, because some of you guys have said how much you miss my videos and seeing me. So here I am. You guys can see my little Shrek ears because I have my hair pulled up. These things have these little things. Well, if you guys don't know, I wear hearing aids, and it has these little plastic attachment things so you can pull them out really easily, and they stick out, and I call them my Shrek ears. Anyways, enough of that. So for what it's worth, I am not a makeup expert whatsoever, and this is pretty much my clean face, but I do use makeup wipes daily before I put my makeup on. I also am very, very sort of obsessive about making sure that my makeup brushes are very, very clean. I think anything that touches the face needs to be clean. I tell you, probably about a month ago, maybe a little bit more, I got a sty on my eye right here. And I was most certain that it was a mascara that I used. I wasn't very careful, and I kind of hit my eye a little too hard, and next thing I knew, I had a full-blown eye infection. And it was not fun, because it was just a couple weeks before my wedding, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to look hideous for my wedding. But it took 2 trips to the doctor for it to heal up. And the last time that I wore a full face of makeup, including mascara, was my wedding day, which was March 14th. So anyhow, but I was so grateful that I didn't have a big giant swollen eye, because it was awful and it was painful, and I don't suggest for anybody to have to go through that. But always keep your makeup brushes. Make sure that you renew your mascara when it needs to be renewed, because you only got 2 sets of eyes, so let's take care of them. So first thing I do is really clean my skin really well before putting my makeup on. Now, I know you guys are stuck in isolation, and so I've been doing YouTube for over 7 years now, and I noticed that I had some questions about homeschooling, because if you guys don't know, I have 3 grown sons, and I homeschooled, not because of isolation, but because of choice. Homeschooled all 3 of them. So I thought I would share some of my tips with you moms that are having to stay home and homeschool your little ones. The very first wise advice that I ever got was to always set aside a specific time. Now, I had a child with ADD, not ADHD, but ADD, attention deficit disorder. And his doctor told me, he said, the best thing that I could do is put him on a schedule and keep him on a schedule. And I found that my other 2, who didn't have ADD, ran really, really well having a regimented schedule to do their schoolwork. So I'm using the sticker came off of it, but it's St. Ives facial cream. I love this stuff because it's not too thick, and it's not too thin, and it's not greasy. It actually moisturizes my skin very, very well. I always moisturize my skin when I take my makeup off at night, and before I put my makeup on. So the other thing is I always made sure that I had a designated area to homeschool my kids. It was always in a place that did not have a TV, games, things that could easily distract them. We never had cable when my kids was homeschooling. We did have a TV, but we had, DVDs, stuff like that, things that they would rather be doing than doing schoolwork. And so I did my very best to make sure that they were distanted, I can't even say it, but they were at a distance from what they really wanted to do. That could be a distraction. So that helped a whole lot. So I am going to use, I'm a type of person when I put makeup on, I don't like to be bothered. This here is a primer stick, and I'll show you the front of it. It just comes from Walmart. I love it because it's easy. It's like a roll-up deodorant. I just roll it up like that, and I just put it where I want to prime. And it kind of really helps a lot so that my makeup doesn't seep into any of the, you know, the little wrinkles I'm getting that I don't want to admit about. So I always prime the eyelids. So anyhow, my kids graduated early because I homeschooled, and I made sure that they did work every single day. And if there was a day that we wanted to take, of course right now you can't do it, but if there was a day that you could take them outside, you could take them to a park, you know, if you felt comfortable with it and there was not a lot of people around. I know some people are doing that during this isolation period. You can use it as an incentive, you know, do tomorrow's work too, or get ahead and we'll go do this instead, and sometimes that helps. So there's a lot of things that you can do to influence your kids to, you know, stay on the path and get their work done. This is Revolution. This is my go-to foundation at the moment, especially since Lucas was here for the wedding and he packed up my makeup in his bag. And I said, hey, I know you made it home with some of my goodies. But anyways, I just put this all over. This is a little bit lighter than I usually like to go, but it works. Lucas gave it to me a while back and I'm still using it. It's almost out actually. I don't have names for my brushes, but the best ones that I love are the Sephora line brushes. I love them. I'm not, although I do have beauty blenders, I never ever use them. When my son did my makeup for the wedding, he used a disposable beauty blender, so really it's whatever you prefer. But I just work this all in, all over. And don't get frustrated when you are homeschooling your kids, because you're going to be tested by your kids. Unless you have very, very good behaved, well-behaved children that love school. The internet is an exceptional tool to get on. I really wish when I first started to homeschool my kids, I had more of that availability to me, because there's free printout sheets, there's lots of moms that homeschool, so there's a lot of curriculum, games and ideas and things you can bake with your kids to promote learning in mathematics. I think it is really amazing some of the things that you can find online, and I encourage you to look. I had to be very inventive sometimes with the way that I taught my kids, because no child is the same. No child has the same attention span or the willingness to do their work. But you can get through this, and just trust me. You and 1,000 million other moms right now are isolated with their kids, trying to figure out how to homeschool them and make it work. And believe me, where there's a will, there's a way. You'll be able to do it. And don't get discouraged. There was days that I had that I thought, this is the worst idea I have had yet. But you can do it. Okay, I'm using an e.l.f. concealer. My son turned me on to this. I like it as much as my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, and this is way cheaper, and I love it over all of them that I have used. I have a little bit of a sunspot right here, and it really covers that. I'm very self-conscious about that for whatever reason. It's gotten better over time, and I have used a whole lot more sunblock on my face when necessary, but I do love the e.l.f. concealer because it does conceal all those little places that we don't want shown. And I try to get it good and make sure I have one of those little hook noses to try to get it all worked in around there. One thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but Lucas does makeup, and he will tell you don't scrunch your face up because it will get into the creases and actually make you look older, so stay relaxed whenever you're putting on your makeup. Okay, so let's see what I'm going to do next. I'm going to use some bronzer. This is my butter bronzer. I use this every single day. It's my butter bronzer. It smells like coconut, and I absolutely love it. I'm using this kind of brush. You can already see, this is like my third one this year. You can already see where the metal's coming through, where I've used it that much. This is my favorite. So I just go in and highlight my face with the bronzer. And you guys will have to excuse the hair. Anyways, I find that even though you're a homeschool mom, I think the biggest mistake is just getting up and staying in your pajamas, and you know, I try to get up every day and get dressed, and I may not put a full face of makeup on, but try to pull myself together a little bit and look like I'm ready for the day. Plus I feel so much more ready for facing whatever it is I've got to face in my day. So I put a little bronzer underneath here. I really like it on the cheekbones. It really, you can use bronzer, in my opinion, as a YouTuber and somebody who's taken a lot of pictures of herself. That bronzer can really slim down the face and make you look slimmer. And I do love that. I can use all the help I can get. Okay, so after I get done with bronzer, I have, this is a Tarte blush. And I just love it because it's not super dark. It's just that right hint. I always smile, and then it goes right on the cheek. Just to add a little bit of a glow. Just like that. And then I go in with a highlighter, and I never could get this highlighter. This is a Wet n Wild highlighter. I have bought this several times. It's very, very pretty. I was putting it on with a brush, and I found that I did not get the effect or the illusion that I wanted. And I noticed when Lucas was doing my makeup, he did my makeup for a whole week, every single day, to practice for the wedding. That to put this on, the best way is just to use your finger. And so I just put some on my finger, and I just pat it where I want it, which is right at the top of the cheekbone area. And I just do the other side that way. And it just gives me enough highlight, especially if I'm videoing. I just love the way that that looks, and in pictures as well. Sometimes if I'm dressing up and I know a lot of photos will be taken, I'll go a little bit darker with the highlight. But since I'm doing it every day, kind of look. And after I pat it on, if I feel like it's gotten to where it's just a little too much, I will use this brush here. This is a blush brush, and I'll just kind of go over it and kind of pat it just a little bit to work it in a little bit more. I can't stand when people put highlighter on and they have that line across their face. I kind of want this to look like I naturally wake up like this every day, which is not true. Okay, so I have used the craziness out of this. This is a Flirt palette, and it is by Tarte. Again, a gift from my son. You guys can see which one of these I have been using the stew out of. These two in the middle. I absolutely love like a shimmery kind of, and I'm going to go in with my finger again, and I just pat it onto my eyelid, and it just gives me enough. I'm not a big eye makeup wearer, but I just like a little bit of shimmer, and I like what it does. And if I don't feel like it's dark enough, I just pat a little bit more on. And one thing I have learned is if you take a little bit of a lighter color, which hopefully I can move this here, this one here, I can't tell if you can see or not with the sun, there we go, right here. What I do is I put my finger in it just a little tiny bit, not a lot, and put it into the corner of my eye, and it will open up my eyes a little bit. Thank you, Lucas, for that tip. So we got that. So some of you have been wanting to know, what is my new last name? Well, since I got married, I am now a Kinser. K-I-N-S-E-R. And my husband's name is Ron. He's wonderful. And we have been married 13 days today. Okay, so this is the NYX Lingerie Lip Gloss. I absolutely love this. I'm going to put this on. There is nothing like a lip gloss to make me happy. I love lip gloss. This is just like lip gloss with a little shimmer in it. Now, I would have put some setting powder, but my son took it with him. He did my makeup and it ended up in his bag. So, I will get it back. Now, if I think it's a little bit dark, I will kiss to lighten it up just a smidge. Then I like to go in with my roller lash. This is something that I have been using for a while. I really like it. Lucas actually got me turned on to it because the bristles on this thing are amazing when you go to put, I have very thin lashes, and I'm not looking for giant voluminous lashes, but something that will make mine look better. That's really where I stick to. So I'm gonna have to get kind of close to this mirror. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing or not. But here we go. And I just like to blink. I found that that's the easiest thing instead of, you know, killing myself to put this on. Can you guys see the difference? I did this eye. It makes a huge difference. If you guys heard that noise, because every time something passes next to my ear, my hearing aid goes off. So I'm doing the other eye. Now for everyday makeup, I don't even bother with the lower lash line, but if you would like to, go right ahead. It's however you guys want to do it. This is a brightening. This is by Hard Candy. This is very inexpensive at Walmart, and I love it. This is a brightening setting spray. I used to think, oh, it's just something that now that they have that they want you to spend more money on your face than you want to, and what could it possibly do? This stuff here makes my makeup last all day long, all day, and I used it when I got married, and it is wonderful. It is very wonderful. So all I do is mist my face, just like that, and let it dry. And this girl needs to do something with her hair. You can already see where my hair color is wearing off from the wedding. My gray is starting to streak through. But that is all I do. And then, of course, if I wanted to, you know, I add a little bit of jewelry and start my day. So I always like to wear my, these are just like studs. I like to wear these a lot. I go for these a lot. Some studs. And there we have it. There's my finished look. If anybody has any more questions that they would like to ask me about homeschooling or anything like that, all these products that I use today, I will do my very best to link down below in the description box. So if you're interested in purchasing, you'll know where to find those. And I will be talking to you all again soon. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I know I have not been putting out regular content, but understand a couple things. I had to plan a wedding. I've been busy with company. If you've missed my wedding video, I kind of did like a catch-up / wedding video this week, and I will put that down below in the description box for you guys to link, so if you guys want to watch that. And it has been so wonderful talking to you all, and I hope you all are staying safe, and I hope you all are staying healthy, and I will be coming back soon, so I'll be talking to you then. Bye, guys.